Previously, we discussed the model of corporate governance and the role of codes of practice. Then we did the key influences. Now, can you relate between the lecture one and the lecture two, that what we did in the development part of the co-op governance board?
Yeah.
Perfect. Then this was made with the non-executive directors, walker view, guidance for the listed company, stewardship board, and then we did the benefits. These were the compliance, efficiency process, improve brand image, then the examples as well, and then how we can promote the good corporate governance in the society. Even in the end, I will tell you that how we will be doing it in the business groups as well, and how we can make this effective or in compliance. Now we will be starting with the new part, that is 2.2, evaluate corporate governance boards of practice. What is the corporate governance board? Using best practices as its foundation, the corporate governance board outlines the standards for the expectations for corporate boards in protecting shareholder investments. The code refers to standards for board. We will be discussing it below. Now, this is again the basic definition which we discussed earlier as well. That it is all about the what do you call it? The code of conduct through which the investors are entrusted in the organization to invest. The first one is the leadership. The code requires companies to ensure to shareholders that they have an effective board of directors that is capable of providing excellence in board leadership. That is, again, we should not appoint anyone randomly. They should have these qualities as well. They should know how to lead. Board of directors and the leadership has one more plus point, that they know how to work in teamwork. They're not the one which like to work alone. They have to work in team and as a team. Boards of directors are collectively responsible for the short and long-term success of the corporations they serve. Again, it's very obvious. They are the ones which are making the decisions. So they are responsible for all happening in the organizations as well. If there is a good understanding among the board of directors, the company is going to become multinational. It's going to reach high. But if there is no coordination between the board of directors, so ultimately what will happen? The company is not going to grow. They will fail. Strong leadership requires corporations to have a clear division of the responsibilities between board directors and executives. Now, we have a general idea in our mind that board of directors have same authorities, in terms of tasks, but that's not true. Every board of directors is different from each and another. One must be having a good vocal or the communication skills. Other must be having the analyzing skill. That is, whatever the lower staff, the managers has presented them in the board presentation, they know how to interpret it, how to analyze it. They will know what will happen next and what outcome they can expect from this strategy. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Okay. Boards are responsible for strategic planning and oversight, and the executives are responsible for the day-to-day responsibilities of running the company, no matter what. The company is large or small. The main signals are always coming from the head, the board of directors. They direct it to the managers, and it is mandatory for them to see the daily operations. The heads are only going to see the report. The board chair is responsible for the board's leadership, and the chair must ensure that the board operates as efficiently as possible in relation to all of their board duties and responsibilities. Is the concept clear now, which I explained earlier? That what is the responsibility of board?
Yeah.
Non-executive board directors should constructively challenge the board and help to develop successful proposals for the strategy. That is, whom they are going to challenge. They are going to challenge the managers, and they are going to get the work from the employees. They are giving the ideas, the thoughts, they are doing all the work. What the board of directors are doing, they're only overlooking it and implementing it. That's it. They are the one which are giving money. The code explicitly states that no single person should have total decision-making power on a board. Like in many organizations, if you remember in accounts, the premium shares, I hope so you remember that. So, Dean, do you remember the premium share concept, which you did in your A levels?
Yeah.
Tara was discussing that in the last point that no single person should have total decision making power. Everybody
Yes.
should have their own opinions, but in the premium share concept, I remember they were treated differently. They do have one vote right as well. But in the governance code, we cannot do this. Effectiveness. The code requires corporate boards to ensure that they have a composition that encompasses the appropriate balance of skills, experience, independence, and knowledge of the company so that they are able to perform their duties and responsibilities effectively. Again, the committee which is working, like the one which are the board of directors, they should have all the skills. Like they know they should have an experience. They should be freshers as well. They should be independent and they should have a good knowledge of the organizations as well. In this way, they can only make company a successful organization. Boards are required to develop a formal, rigorous, and transparent process for appointing new board directors. That is, if you're appointing the new board of directors, we should show them the first of all, there should be a formal meeting. Then you should like present them with the clear information, with the authentic information, so that they know that this is the condition of the firm, and now they have to tackle it. Before accepting a position on a board of directors, nominees should ensure that they have sufficient time to fulfill their board duties and responsibilities. That is, again, this is a point which relates to general employees working in the organization. Even the employees can become the board of directors. First, it's important that they should fulfill their duties and responsibilities. Clear this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Board should avail their board directors of a comprehensive board orientation and onboarding process. In addition, boards should provide regular opportunities for board director training and education. We always say that we have to train the employees on the job and off the job, but that's not the point. We have also we like it's mandatory that we have to train the board of directors as well. How? They have to train themselves by going on different seminars. Like many teachers and instructors, they join various seminars. Why? Because they want to like become better in their field. Clear? So same applies for the shareholders and the board of directors as well. Management should provide accurate information to the board that has the appropriate form and quality so that the board can fulfill its duties in a timely manner. That is, now this is the role of manager that they should for like giving the authentic information and timely information to the board of directors so that they can take decisions timely. Board should also conduct rigorous annual self-evaluations for the board. That is the quality service which you always give to the customers at the end of the year. It is exactly the same. And even I remember when I was in my class 8th and junior 8, um, we always have a form by the teachers in which we used to evaluate our teachers. And we were so dumb that they used to like say us that just give us A's and A's. And we used to do that. No matter how hard those teachers were. But we were bound to give them A.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit of truth again. And then board should also conduct a did this. All board directors should be subject to regular elections as long as they continue to perform satisfactorily. That is, it's not mandatory that every year the board of directors remains the same. We have to change them by what? By voting right. We can elect them on the basis of new, you can say, new skills. Maybe the workers which are working under the organization, they have appointed, like they are liking some other person and they want him or her to be the board of director. So it has to be the right just to be given to the general employees working in the organizations as well. Then we have the term accountability. The board is wholly accountable for the actions and decisions of the company, obviously. Whatever they are taking, the actions and decisions, it will ultimately affect the organization. The board should make annual disclosures to the shareholders. That is, they should show them the annual reports in terms of statement of financial position or the income statement position and even the cash flows. That represent a fair, accurate, and comprehensive assessment of the corporation's positions and corporate outlook. Is this point clear?
Yes.
The board is additionally responsible for assessing the nature and the extent of the risk it is willing to take to achieve its strategic plan. For example, many organizations they want to merge, right? They want to do the merger and acquisition. So they cannot do the merger and acquisition like because they are willing to. They have to look upon the factors beforehand. That what will be the outcome, what will be the drawback, how many employers have to be retired, like fired out, how many have to be given the commissions, and how the budget is going to be managed. So everything is going to be pre-planned. Board should participate in sound risk management and internal control systems. Board should also establish formal procedures for the corporate reporting, risk management, reporting, and internal control principle. That is, um, we're not going to get the report as a board of directors from these people. We have to form a committee and departments. It's very important that they work under these rules perfectly. That is what the risk management is doing, how they're going to cope up with this. They should have enough funds. What the corporate reporting is having. Now, by corporate reporting, I mean what the other organizations are doing. We should know that as well. Then, procedure should include details of relationships between the or company and the internal and external auditors. That is, whatever is inside the company going on in terms of auditors, that is the financial work, it should be clear between the internal committee as well and the outer committee as well. This is very important because it is going to depict the next year's statement of financial position as well. There, like accountability part clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. Uh, Then we have remuneration. The United Kingdom favors remuneration packages that are designed to promote the long-term success. I like told you what remuneration is. Do you remember till now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And commissions.
Salary and other
Yes,
benefits.
perfect. So this is what they're doing right now. They are directly aligned with the performance. If you're giving them the remunerations on time, they are going to perform well. Like there is an organization in UK which actually gives a paid vacation for 2 weeks after every 2 months. So like it's a dream come true to the like job in that organization, and it's a paid one as well. Remuneration should sufficiently challenge executives, be transparent, and be rigorously applied. That is, this should be very true with the employees, with the shareholders, and with the outer shareholders as well. The company should have a formal, transparent process for developing remuneration policies and setting remuneration packages. That is, it's not going to be like a general talk between a manager or an employee that manager is going to go with like towards employee A, if you will make this much product, that is manufacture this much product in this much time, or you will do overtime in a day, I will give you this package. No, this should be formal. It should be under a contract, an employee contract. That because we are working under this good organization, so everything should be under the contract. We are going to get the remuneration package no matter what. If we perform well or not, we will get it because it's like a natural phenomena in a mind as a human. If we get a reward, we will work very good. Like we will be working effectively. Directors should be involved in setting their own pay. Now, I absolutely agree with this because I'll explaining it like with the example of Pakistan, the main university authorities, what they do, they charge high prices from the university students. Like they charge a lot. And what that happened, they even don't give that much amount to their teachers. They always keep huge amount of money towards them. So it's very important that there should be a pay scale to the directors as well. that they are going to only get paid to this much amount. They're not going to get an extra benefit or extra money or hard earned money. Like I just forgot in Canada or in which country? I think it's Canada, I believe. Like whenever we you must be having an idea. Like when we shop in the different brands, we get the tax return, right?
No,
Like
not
we
really,
always
no.
get taxes. Whenever we pay for something, we get a tax, right? Sales
Yeah, yeah,
tax, like GSTs. At the end, what is it like? What's it all about? We're getting that tax to the giving that tax to the government, and their
yeah,
government is actually sorry. It was America, not Canada. America. In America, it's liable. Uh, the tax is being used by the Americans, the American government, in terms of giving fringe benefits to the child care, to the old people, to the medical insurance. And whatever the leftover money is left from that tax, they send it to the people to whom they give the, like, from whom they collected the tax. So that is how good organized, like good world are. By good world, I mean America only, not Canada currently, not even UK. They're not working on it. Even in Turkey, when I last went last year, I shop, and at the airport, when you challenge them as an international travel that we want a tax return, they don't give you. They always jumble you up. No, we don't have it. We don't have it. But in the case of America, it is not. They always give you back. Now, is that clear? It was just like a random information because it was necessary to give. Shareholder relationship
yeah.
boards, okay, should utilize their annual general meetings. Again, you know that at the end of the year, we always have an AGM that is called annual general meeting. In that, we always communicate and engage with the investors on their objectives and strategic planning. Now, again, we are not going to give the hand of or the transparent information to the investors who don't have any ideas or plans. We will always be working with those investors which are going to have strong plans and ideas because what we want in the end, they want reward, they want money, we will get them. But what do we as a company want? We want our organization to get broader and to get long-term sustainability. The board should ensure that communications with the shareholders are satisfactory. That is, they should be satisfied in terms of each aspect, financially as well as and morally. These pillars are considered the minimum for the basics of good governance. Now, whatever we discuss above accountability, remuneration, leadership, these are all pillars of what? Good governance. Corporations are encouraged to add their own best practices as they develop. Now, it's not mandatory that they lie around only these factors. That is, um, remuneration, accountability, effectiveness, leadership. They can select by themselves as well. Corporations are encouraged to add their own best practice is to develop them and learn from other corporations around the world. They should get inspiration from their competitors as well, like what other organizations are doing. Like I told you, the ECG stands for environmental, social, and governance. So the environmental sector, the construction companies are becoming more sustainable. They are doing sustainable construction. So the organizations which are working in this department under this head, they should also opt this idea that we should do sustainability construction again. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. We discussed the course corporate governance code related to the UK. Now, this is the Brazilian Institute of Corporate Governance. I just only want you to read it, like just have a general idea, because this will help you in doing your assignment.
Okay.
Every country has their own corporate governance board. Let me just again, they are having what this now this board is having these things. They are having owners as a shareholders. quota holders and partners, board of directors, the body representing the owners, management, auditing, surveillance, ethics. Now, their code is like standing on these, and the pillars which are transparency, accountability, and fairness only. No other pillars at all. Now, can you like differentiate between them? It's
Yeah.
just like it only depends on the country to country, what they want, what they are facing. That's it. Don't go in the depth. It was just like that you should have an idea that if the examiner asks the differences, so you should have like a knowledge.
All right.
So lecture one again. Like in lecture one, I told you that this is what the corporate governance code is, right?
Yeah.
We had the influences, development, UK corporate, and the governance code, the reasons for development and problems in practice. Now in lecture two, we discussed that why it was developed. I'm like you must be thinking why I'm like stressing upon this, because in your assignment, the words they deter a lot. You can easily get confused. So I want that you don't get confused. You can attempt the questions very correctly, inshallah.
Yeah. Sure.
So this was the whole lecture one, lecture two, part one.